Good morning, families. I just wanted to kind of unpack what we sent home today with you. I'm Mrs. Handy, if you didn't meet me today. And if you did, I'm still Mrs. Handy. I'm still here. So we sent a lot of things home with you today. I sent a lot of things home with you today. You have your Chromebook, and if you came to school, I showed you how to get into that. And if not, I will send a video about that later. You open it up and you log into your Google account just like you did last year in first grade. And your password, your username and password are in your math whiteboard. I stuck one in there for now until I get the fancy card with all of your logins for everything. We don't have quite all of those done. Mrs. Starkweather's still working on them. So you have your Chromebook, and once you log in, it pops right up to Google Classroom. Mr. Gelder took care of that part for us. Your charger, our chargers are brand new. Please take good care of this because you're gonna need it. It's very important that you charge your Chromebook every night, and I know from experience with kids last year that it's really probably good to keep it off fabric, or, please don't ever put it in a bed with covers over it. The Chromebooks tend to get hot when they're charging, and I wouldn't ever want an unnecessary fire to happen. So you have two parts to your Chromebook and to your charger, and this part plugs into this. Obviously, this plugs into the wall, and this plugs into the side of your Chromebook right here. And that's how you charge it up. Brand new chargers, they should work amazing. Also, if you see right now, I am at a table in the room. I have lots of workspaces in this room, but it'll be important for you to have a space that you're going to work in every day. This is not the same as spring was. We were all kind of in survival mode in the spring. This is real school. So when we meet together, I would like you to be in a spot where you'll have lots of focus with me, because I'll be teaching you just like we were at school. And try to have every day, you should have your work box ready, you should have your folder ready, your whiteboard, your Chromebook, everything should be ready to go before we start in the morning. It's just really important because we don't have time. It's not like school where we come into school and have that time before the day starts to get ready. When you see me, we'll be ready to go. So that's really important. And when you have your work box, and I'll be unpacking the one I'm sending home in a bit, but you might have your own, and that's okay. Just keep it with your school stuff, please. I know that this is a little bit different because we're at home, but if you could keep your school things and your arts and crafts and play supplies like that separate, so that when we're together, I know you have a pencil, I know you have crayons or markers, I know you have scissors and a glue stick. Those are the big ones. That's really important to me. Those are things that we use in second grade every day at school, and those are things that we'll be using a lot at home, even though we'll be using our Chromebooks too. I want to get your hands busy doing something other than typing as much as I can. Okay, so we did the Chromebook, and I have a little box of math supplies that I sent home with you. Sometimes I might send a game home. So I put some dice in here. There are dice with dots. There are number dice. It's also a really good way to practice adding and subtracting. Just roll the dice and add them together. If you roll all four later in the year, we'll be adding all those numbers up together. So again, please keep them in here and not in your games at home. because we might need them. We won't need them every day. This stuff, I kind of tried to put a bunch of things in here that we'll need as time goes by, so I won't have to keep sending Ziploc bags. These are little squares that are fun to build with and play with, but they're also an inch. So when we start to do measurement, we'll be using these. And these are centimeter cubes, and they stack together. When they go back in your box, please make sure that they're separated, like just into ones. I put these in here for when I send games. These are good game pieces to move on your board so that you don't have to rob your games at home. I think I put in 4 of them, different colors, so that if you play a game with your family, you can all have a different color. I put in some counters. These are good, obviously, for counting, but also if we play a bingo game or something, you can cover up your spaces with these. What else is in here? I think that about covers it for now. I don't see anything that I missed. So that's the math box. The lid goes on, the sides snap shut. I love these containers. They keep everything together. So I sent a crayon box home. I'm not sure if you have your own. If you do, you can use whatever one you want. We have Miss Horton, who used to be our assistant principal and athletic director here. I don't know how I lucked out, but she adopted our class, and she brings things. She misses buying school supplies for kids, and she brings us fun things quite often during the year. So she sent these lovely boxes to school. They already have crayons in them and pencils, and I threw a dry erase board in. I sent you a fun pencil for the beginning of the school year. Parents, if you don't have a hand pencil sharpener or an electric pencil sharpener at home, you might want to pick one of those up. And I know even the electric ones aren't bad on Amazon at this point. We had to get one at our house too. So that's that. And again, all this stuff stays with your school stuff. If you want to if you need to work at your table at home, if you don't have a desk, you can keep all this stuff in your backpack and just pull it out in the morning. That works. So next is our whiteboard I'm sending home. This side obviously is a 100 chart, and we're gonna be working with that a lot, especially at the beginning of the year. There's lots of other things inside. There's a number bond paper. There's a hundreds, tens, ones chart. And in the back of this is where I put your username and password for the Chromebook. Please leave it in here. You'll always know where it is. And if for some reason, I think after we log in a few times, you're gonna get really good at it. But at first, if you can't remember, it'll be right here. So that's that. And obviously on the blank side is where you can use your whiteboard markers and eraser. Oh, make sure that you get a little washcloth or an old sock or something to keep in your crayon box to erase this. That's a great thing to have. And it was something on your school supply list. Okay, I sent home a folder, and inside the folder, we have our spell check card. And this is really important. You guys are gonna be doing a lot of work at home with writing, and I'm used to being right there where I can help you spell words. On this side are sight words that you use every day when you write, and they're in ABC order. So the A's are over here, and it goes all the way to Y because there's no Z sight word. But all of the words, the, they, which, when, are all on here. Tricky words that don't always spell out like they sound. On the back are everyday words that you might need if you're writing in your journal, which will probably be online. You'll probably be typing that a lot. There's number words, family words, months, colors, school tools, clothes, animals, weather words, days of the week, and foods are all right on here. And if you don't find it on there, you might find it in here. This is a dictionary, and you can put your name on the front. These are words I use when I write, and every letter has its own pages. So here's a bunch of A words, so that if you think of animal, I need to know how to spell animal. If you look in here, there it is, and you can copy it right out of there. And if there's an A word that you want to spell and it's not in here and it's not on your spell check card, ask a grown-up to spell it on this side. And they don't have to be in alphabetical order, but the next time you need to spell it, you can look right in here. And in the back, this might be something parents you want to do right now. This is the one that we will be so good at this year because they'll be home with you. And usually I don't know how to spell the kind of Alicia that's in your family. And that's really tricky for me, or last names, grandma so-and-so, and it's a tricky name that I haven't heard before. So you can learn to spell them correctly with your grown-ups' help at home. And just print in there kind of big and kind of neat, and the kids can look back at it all the time. This is classmates' names and friends. You can put them there. Pets' names, that's another one that can get a little tricky for the teacher that doesn't know how you spell it at home. Same as the other ones, days of the week, months of the year, and there's abbreviations as well, which the other one, the spell check card doesn't have. Contractions, we're gonna be doing a lot of these this year eventually. Color words, that's on your spell check card too. So these are great tools. And again, keep them in your folder and have them ready to go, because especially these sight words, I don't want to see misspelled after a while, especially when you have this tool and we're going to be working on them in spelling. Okay, on the other side for this week, and I'm going to have to, hopefully once food pickups are scheduled, families, I'll be able to coordinate sending more things home with food pickup like we did in the spring. So until then, you might see me pulling in your driveway on Fridays. We'll see how that goes. Next week, we're gonna be doing a little craftivity. Please don't do this yet, wait for me, but these are the pieces for that. It's just a piece of tag board and these pieces that are stapled together. There's a book that we're gonna read together next week. Again, please don't do all this stuff now. This is for next week. And that's how it's gonna be every week. There'll be stuff that I send home that I don't want you to do. I want you to wait until we're all together. And then this one, this all goes with a story that we're doing next week. I'm looking around to see if there's anything else. I think that's the big one. I put everything right back in my folder. I'm gonna keep all this stuff stacked up nice and neat. Can go in my backpack to be put away if I want. And it's like instant school right here, and your Chromebook, of course. So biggest things, please charge your Chromebooks at night so you'll be all ready to go with me in the morning. Have your headphones ready. They really help when it comes to Google Meets to focus. I know that there's gonna be noises in your house. I remember that about working from home in the spring. And just be ready to be with me when we're on school. It's school time. That's gonna be the hardest thing to switch over to after having so much free time over the summer. And also parents, it's always good to help these guys, but make sure that you're helping and not doing work for them. I would rather know if things are too hard or if something with your schedule didn't work out. I'll be honest, I had some very late night homework turn-ins last year, and we know that's not the kids, and I'm just gonna be honest, it doesn't do anything for anybody. So please just make sure that you know, they're doing their work. They're going to need a little support with the Chromebooks. They're going to need a little help with their work, because even though I'll try to be with them as much as I can, I won't be there, and you will. So helping and doing for them is the hardest part of teaching. And I know sometimes when you're a busy parent, I'm a parent too, it's easy to just tell them the answer. But when they aren't going to be with me here all day, it's going to be extra important for you to give them the chance to think. And I know that's going to be hard because we're all very busy, but do your best. And again, you can get me on Remind. You can message me anytime. I'm going to try really hard to kind of keep with my office hours on there. I think I have it set up until 5. But you know, I'm around in the evening. If you really need something, go ahead and message, and if I'm able to, I'll return it. So that's it for now. I'm going to be sending you a letter again later with some of these things in it, but I thought that it would be easier to do it this way and show the kids, what our tools are. So have a great weekend, and I'm going to leave this on here, so if any of this helps you again sometime, you can come back and watch it again. Take care. Bye-bye.